Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm colouring in Mythographic Magical Earth by Joseph Cadambane, and we are doing the polar bear, which was a requested page up on the channel, and I thought I would show you how to colour the aurora borealis or the northern lights, and then also these glowing lanterns. So I think first what I'm going to do is start from the top and work my way down. I'm going to create the glow around the lanterns and the background, and I'm thinking what we'll do is like a bluey purpley kind of background, maybe bring it slightly lighter down here. We also need to bring in some of the glow effect around here onto the water and around all of this. So to do that, what I'm going to do is go first with my cream pencil, and I'm just going to put in the basics of my light source, and I'm also going to want to have a white Prismacolor, which is not on my table. Okay, so first we're going to put the cream. So we want to create sort of effect going on around here, a little bit over here, inside here. Hi Noel, Happy New Year! I hope you had a good start to the year, and I also hope that the new year is good for you and good to you. So come down here. If you hear any buzzing sounds, please just excuse it. I've got my phone messaging going off. Oh, thank you very much. I am very hopeful for 2025. All right, so what we want is a little bit of light coming here on the polar bear, not the panda bear. It's quite tricky with this because the lights are up in the sky, so there's not necessarily going to be like to be to show the effects of the lanterns. It's so tricky with the aurora because I'm like, it's up in the sky, so it's generating its own light. So I think what we're going to need is a little bit of this green. So like, I think this is light aqua, so because we can have that kind of like playing on here a little bit, because it's going to give off a bit of a glow. Because it's also a light source. Seriously, I think I'm going to be overthinking this. And I tried to find this page colored in by other people, you know, to kind of try and see how to do it in the way I've got like in my head, and I couldn't find what's in my head. I couldn't find somebody having done it. So yeah, it's a little tricky. Okay, pretending it's over here, maybe a little bit. All right, so disclaimer, I am not an artist. I am self-taught. If this doesn't work, it's because of my lack of skills. Hopefully I'm doing this right. I just want to plot in all the lights kind of reflections going on, because I feel that that's quite important. Makes it a little bit believable. So maybe a little bit up along here, a little bit over here. And then of course you have it kind of like going along here. So I'll build up the color, but for now I really want to have it sort of there as an idea. And these aren't strong glows. They're almost like more the glow of a candle. I'm actually really nervous about this page. When I first got the book, a very good friend of mine was very eager for me to color this page. And she said to me, oh, come on, you can do it. It will be great. You be exciting. And I'm like, no, I'm scared. This page is very scary. But I was asked to please do it. Someone on the channel asked me, and I was like, okay, I am nervous about it, but I will give it a try. I mean, you know, what's the worst that could happen? Worst that could happen is I just learn what not to do. All right, I don't know if that would have any light. I did look at photos on Pinterest, you know, of the scene in Tangled where they've got all the lights going off, and I thought, okay, I'll go have a look there and get an idea. And it's very gentle, but the main focus is sort of down, so you've got more of the top that is dark and then the bottom is light. So that was helpful. But then like here I've got a candle, so all around this candle I've got to kind of create light. And I think what I'll do with these stars is I'm just going to stick on stars. I feel like that will be easier. Then I've got to put on here. All right, so now this one, it's sitting and it's going out, so it's probably going to create a glow around there, around there. Hi Kenny, Happy New Year. All right, boggles my brain. Light source is inside the box, so it will be lighting up here, probably a bit here. I think this decorations on here, I might use a gel pen. It might actually just be easier. I think her toes are going to get some light. And along here. And then I think here, I'll get a bit along here. This page is lovely. I like this whole book. I think it's so nice to not have to worry about lost objects and hidden stuff. So I do like that. I need to show there's a lot of light going on around here. Maybe a little bit here and along here. It's a very interesting balance, this, because it's not a lot of bright light, but yet there's a lot of light source. So to balance the page, with the amount of light and the amount of darkness, I think is really where the key is. And my skills are limited. So I'm either gonna end up going too much light or not enough light. But it's okay, live and learn. There's going to be some light coming here and along here. Oh, thank you, Kenny. You're very optimistic. I appreciate the encouragement. Okay. I'm going to run away from the light source now. But what I am going to do is try and bring some of the aurora or the northern lights onto here. So I do want to add some of this in. Shimmer, 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 maybe a little bit over here. Coming down. I'm trying to work out how far into the water the northern lights or the southern lights, I think it's northern, will actually bounce, because the water always reflects. It has no color of its own other than the color that it's reflecting. So here it's going to reflect dark green, the light from the lanterns and all of that. So I'm trying to work out how much goes where. Exactly, I will learn more experience. There's always a positive way of looking at it. I completely agree. Okay, so I think I'm going to take a dioxythane purple hue, and I'll keep a blue indigo nearby, and maybe I'll bring a blue violet, either a blue violet or an imperial violet. I'm not sure yet. Okay. This is like hard. All right. So I decided to do this all in pencil because I'm more comfortable with pencil and I feel like I'm in more control. So I'm just lightly layering up. So just blocking in all my color. You can still do this with alcohol markers or a water-based medium. It really is up to what you prefer. My comfort zone is pencils. Hi Carly, how are you? Happy New Year and hope your Christmas or your holidays were good. even do snowflakes with paint pens or gel pens. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is start bringing down I don't know if I want that color. All right, I think I'm going to layer the dark indigo over the purple. You've put away your Christmas stuff, fair enough. We put away all our Christmas stuff, I think it was first week of January. By the time the 26th of December had done, I was finished with colouring Christmas. So I decided I'll wrap it up and move on. All right, so I know this is going to take a little while, but it will look fine once we've done. So the key here is going to be blending. So here I am using Imperial Violet. I think it's really soft and will blend into the other colors. Okay. Alright, so I don't like this section here, so I'm just going to erase that as best I can. And I'm going to just go over that with the dark Sazine purple. I don't want that much blue. I want more like a bluey purple than a blue blue. I am using Prismas. You could probably get away with polys. I think polys do work really well on this paper. I'm just going with my comfort zone because this page as it is out of my comfort zone. So I'm being a chicken and I am doing I'm doing a coping skill right now. I'm going to cope with the unknown by using what I know. The other thing is, because of the northern lights, I want to be able to blend them very well. So I know Prismas will blend. Whereas polys, I have to be more specific where I put everything. And I want my Prismas to forgive my mistakes. I will put all the pencils I use in the description below. So anybody get any new coloring supplies or books this Christmas from loved ones and family? Did you treat yourself? Yeah, I don't know if I'm brave. I think I've just thrown myself in the deep end and decided, oh, look, Mom, I can swim, or Mom, help, I'm drowning. Oh, lovely, you're coloring the sea. Sea life, that sounds awesome. What pencils are you using? Oh, fun! You got 2 books for Christmas, Magical World and an Eerie book, and Arctic pencils. Oh, that's cool. How are you liking the Arctic pencils? Have you swatched them? Started coloring them yet? Hi, Connie. How are you? Happy New Year and happy holidays. Oh, that's fabulous. You like the Arctics. I've heard Arctics are like Prismas. So with this page, you really do need a sharp pencil. Okay, so what I think we're going to need to do is make sure that the night background is saturated. Then go into the aurora or the northern lights, and then probably go into the lanterns. So this page is gonna have to, I'm gonna have to do it kind of like in its entirety in pieces. So instead of blocking out bits and then doing some off camera, I think this page you're just gonna have to have me color the whole thing on camera. So apologies if it gets boring. I just right now can't figure out how to segment it. And I am going to color over the stars because I think I can always go over it with a gel pen, or I can stick on, like, glue some stars on or something like that. Okay, so I want this top bit to be quite a bit dark, so I'm going to use a 90% cool grey and kind of try and just deepen this up. But I'll go over the cool grey again with my purple. Oh, me too. I'd love to see the aurora borealis in person. It's on my bucket list. But apparently you've got to time it, and you want to catch it when there's like a whole lot of stuff going on in the ions and all of that, which if I remember rightly is connected with the solar flares, and then you get a nice strong sight. So it seems like timing it is quite important. Or you just live in one of those really rural areas in the Arctic tundra. Okay, so I'm going quite strong in here. I'm going to go lighter around this area. So I've got room to kind of blend it out. So I'll use a white pencil to blend this all together. Oopsie. Hi Neri, I am working in Magical Earth. It's a mythographic book by Joseph Cadambane. I am also using Prismacolor pencils. Alright, I think what I'll try do is do sort of a segment at a time. Maybe that will work better. No, wrong color. I want the grey. If I can fit, I try fit as much details in the title as I possibly can. Depending on what I'm using, I'm often limited to how many characters I can use in the title. And then I have to just think very carefully what to put. But if it's not in the title at the end of a live stream, I will put it in the description. So you will find all the details in the description. Oh, thank you. Oh no, your screen went black when you said hello. Oh dear. We had over the holidays, we found out my laptop has a faulty battery, so I now have to run my laptop without a battery but plugged in. So that was fun. But at least I can use it, so no problems there. Thankfully, hubby's into like IT and he can figure out all that sort of stuff. All I have to do is just kind of go, help! I do think when this is done, it will look pretty cool. I've only done one Northern Lights before, and that was following my Colourful Country Lives tutorial from, I think it was Mythic World, where she coloured Northern Lights. So I'm going to try and see if I can remember how to do that. It was quite a lot of fun. Well, fair enough. You don't want to get rid of your laptop because of the photos. What if you got an external hard drive and backed it up onto that and then put it onto a new laptop? Would that work? Oh, you started to work again a bit too much today, so poor laptop. Technology is both wonderful and frustrating. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, external hard drives can be really handy. Sometimes I toy with the idea of getting an external hard drive to store all my coloring videos. Hi Christine, how are you? Happy New Year and happy holidays. Okay, we're gonna go through a lot of purple. Oh my goodness. But I think the color is going to work. So I'm gonna put that aside for now, and I'm gonna get a peacock green, and I'm gonna come along here. And I'm going to use a cobalt turquoise. Just go over that. Parrot green. I'm trying to remember the color combo. Might have been a bit more green than blue, so let's move the parrot green out and come over it with the grass green. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Oh yes, doing pencil backgrounds can hurt the hand. Can also chew up a lot of your pencils. But I don't like going through such small little lines with a alcohol marker, and a paintbrush is also quite messy. So pencils, for me personally, just give me a little bit more control. So it is a bit of a tricky one. we might spend this video on the background, but then next week hopefully we can get to doing the polar bear and the girl. I'll try to keep my hand out of the way. Oh, I know the feeling of planning a lot of things and not getting much done. It can be quite frustrating. I might bring a paint pen into it and lighten it up. We'll see how it goes. Oh, fabulous, you went to Belito. Oh man, weather must have been glorious. Yeah, we had, I think, one day over Christmas where it was sunny and the rest of it's been cold and soggy. Oh, I'm so glad. It was awesome. I think Boxing Day we had sun. It was either Boxing Day or the day after. So we met up with some friends and we went for a walk. And then it went back into downpour and soggy. And yeah, not so much fun. You know, it's part of it. Wonder. I wonder, maybe this is a good idea. Okay, let's see. If we add some deco yellow, how will that work? wonder. So I'm playing around here, trying to figure out what's the best way of kind of creating a bit of a glow kind of thing without creating mud. That's always the hardest, it's not creating mud. Sort of like that. And then oh wow, you've only had 2 days without rain. Yeah, that is a bit strange. I didn't realize you were having it quite dry. Okay, let's see. Build this up like here. So it's going to be darker on the top and kind of get lighter. Okay, I need a bit of orange, so I'm going to use a pale vermilion. And I'm going to zoom you in onto the lanterns. Okay, let's see how it goes. I've not actually colored a lot of lanterns, so this is a first for me. I did watch a video by Lisa Mythographic. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's a really great colorist and fabulous artist. I think she might be more of an artist. And she was doing these collapsible lanterns. So I'm trying to remember to add the texture in. But then as we come down, it needs to be lighter. Yeah, she is great, and she loves using her white charcoal pencils for highlights. I will find her correct name for you because I'm probably doing it a big injustice. I think she's Greek. She's got a beautiful name though. Let me get the right name. Lisa Mythographic, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna, no, I don't want to do that. I just wanted to copy her name. All right, her name is that's her name. She's awesome. Not all of her, I suppose, subject matter is necessarily my personal cup of tea, but I do really enjoy her videos when I do need help and I come across them. I find she explains things really well, and yeah, she's got an easy to like sort of way about her. Yes, I didn't realize her channel was called It's Easy to Draw. I always registered her name more than the name of her channel. Yeah. I don't know if her channel was renamed or if I just completely missed it. I mean, it's possible I probably completely missed it. Oh, okay, so she did rename her channel. So we need a bit of red. All right, I'm going to try a permanent red. Hi Leslie, how are you? Happy New Year, and I hope that the holidays were good. I actually quite like this, where it's not too... It's so tricky because I don't want it to be too bright, but I don't want it to be too dull either. So getting that balance. I might bring in some canary yellow and just brighten this up. Might be what I feel like I'm missing. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. I'm like, it's just needing something. What is it needing? It needed a bit more yellow. I needed I think it was a dark purple. It was a specific color. All right, let's try this one. So I'm really trying to remember all the colors I saw in the video, because that's my trick. Watch the video, try remember it, and practice. Bye, Carly. Have a nice evening. Thanks for hanging out. So has anybody set any goals for the new year? Any personal goals? Any coloring goals? Okay, I was just cleaning my pencil. Okay, that's not going to work. I need a white. One sec. I'm just going to check for a white pencil. Fortunately, I do have one spare one in the room. Add a bit of white in here. Just make sure I put all my white highlights. Oh, fabulous. Finding more time to color, learning to use distress ink and Neo 2s. That sounds so cool. I'm right there with you about finding more time to color. Neo Color 2s, I don't know where I've put mine. And I'm still scared of distress ink. I've tried them, but I think I didn't use them properly. So I need to either get a different applicator or give them another shot. I think what I find with the distress ink is I can't seem to get the pressure right between light pressure or being too heavy-handed versus light. So yeah, I get a lot of mistakes with them. And I don't know if paper plays a role, or I'm convinced it's more me though, you know. Oh, fabulous, Andrea. I'm so glad you're enjoying this. What colors are you using? I love that you're using your own colors. Oh, see, that's probably the trick, starting on a blank piece of paper and then using the distress inks. I tend to get a bit impatient, so that's not very helpful. Overzealous. Yeah, the Neo 2s are really fun. And they work well in quite a lot of books. I'm curious to hear how you find them once you get started. quite like having a bright highlight. It just helps it with that glow. Okay. I'm trying to remember, I think I did see, it was a group of us years ago. We had these sort of lanterns, and I don't remember what we did. It had something positive. And then we all had something positive that we had to go with each of our lanterns, and then we all released a lantern up into the sky, and it was so beautiful and magical. But I have forgotten what the positive things we said or we put with the lanterns. But it was really fun. And I was surprised at how big they were. Ooh, Indian Throne blue for the sky, lovely. And I love the parrot green and the light green. Oh, that sounds really awesome. Right, so I don't want too much going on here. Okay, so this is feeling very doable. Like, okay, I can do this. I can make this work. Okay, so I'm going to use a Prismacolor blender, because if I blend with my Prismas, they are just going to completely disappear. Anybody got any tips on how to color snowflakes? They are not the easiest thing to color. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the lanterns. I think they are coming along quite nicely. So I'm going to just blend this part of the background here because it's gonna bug me. I don't like seeing the tooth of the paper. I really like a saturated look, but I know if I put any more color on here, it's I'm just going to really go through all my pencils, and I don't want to do that unnecessarily. So I think that's like a sub goal this year. Is how can I use my blender to help myself preserve my colors and still get the color saturation I really like. Because I really love blending with pencil. I think it keeps this saturation really, really great. But I also don't want to, you know, waste my pencils unnecessarily. Sparkly gel pens. Okay. Kenny would color the snowflakes white and then put glitter on them. Ooh, that is a cool idea. I like those. I like those ideas. Very, very great. Thank you. So I want to go over my Northern Lights with a white pencil to kind of sharpen them a little bit, or sharpen them the right word? No, maybe brighten them, blend them in a bit better. Oh, okay, a cloud blue and then glitter for the snowflakes. Okay, that's cool. These are some really cool ideas. Thank you so much. I feel like I went over something here that I shouldn't have. I feel like this kind of comes in, so kind of goes in like that, or something along those lines. We can deepen this edge up just very faintly. Okay, so just a touch of the 90% grey, just to help, I don't know how to explain it, but like secure it maybe. I don't know what's the right word. All right, I'm gonna hop around again, just because it helps my brain. But I do like the lights, and I do like the lanterns. Okay, so now, if you want to go light to dark, dark to light, I don't think it really makes a difference. Not with this. See, going around all these little northern light things will just not work with me if I was to use a alcohol marker or anything like that, or even a paintbrush. I would need a really fine paintbrush to pull it off. And if I used Inktense, you know, I think that would be even harder, because the Inktense would dry permanent, where at least with this I can kind of erase as I go if I put too much. I'm always amazed at people's fine motor skill when they can use those fine paintbrushes and do all those fine details. I'm like just in awe. My hands can get quite stressed if I do fine work. So sometimes on Pinterest I see, not Pinterest, Instagram, I see people like doing miniature doll house making or miniature clays, and I think it's absolutely amazing, and they are so talented, but there is no ways I could do that, because my hands just don't have that level of fine motor skill. And I sometimes feel the same with very fine paintbrushes and details in that sort of way. I haven't got the muscle development yet, or the patience. I take my hat off to people who can do those sort of things. Okay, I'm moving out of the screen, so I'm just shifting back in for you. So yeah, unfortunately, it's going to take me 2 hours to do this whole sky, but I can stop here and I can try and move on to a bit of the water actually. Yeah, it probably does come with practice. My hands will actually eventually twitch, and if they twitch too much, it frustrates me. It's really funny. All right, I will move down to try and do the water, and then I can try and finish the lanterns, because the same principle for the lanterns and the sky I will use going forward. So if I use, I think I'll use a deep blue. Where's my indigo blue? There it is. So I want to create the water much darker, so I need to bring in some bluish purpley things going on, but I also want the water quite dark. Okay, let's see what I can do here. All right, I'm going to zoom out a wee bit just so I can fit more of the page. Whoopsie. No. I'll make everybody very dizzy doing that. Okay, so I'm going to use the indigo blue. Hi Jody, how are you? All right, box. Okay, think this through. Place some yellow along here. Okay, let's see. So this again, I'm going to concentrate. Maybe. Sorry, I'm thinking really hard about how I'm placing all this into each other. So I'm using like cool grey, indigo blue, and I'm just trying to work out how to make it look like water. So it looks kind of watery and not blocky. It is a lot of light source. It really is. I will put everything I'm using in the description below, so if nothing else, you will have it there. I just end up having to do that after the live stream, not before. I tend to run out of time, and then because I use my phone, doing the information at the end means I can use my laptop, and I type so much faster on my laptop than on my phone. Now, if I remember things correctly, when you're doing a night scene, everything is like a lot darker. So otherwise, if you do it too light, it looks like a daytime scene with a night background. So I'm trying to make sure I'm reflecting everything correctly and still showing that it's a nighttime thing and not the other way around. I don't know. I don't know. This is hard. Oh my goodness. All right, it will just end up the way it ends up. Yeah, it will all come together. It always does. somehow these pictures always turn out okay. But you know, I'm really, this year I want to work on enjoying the process and not worrying too much about whether, you know, the end goal. Like, just enjoy coloring because coloring is awesome. And whatever it needs to be, it will be, and there's valuable lessons to be learned. At least that's the pep talk I'm giving myself. Because if I remember rightly, the reflection on the water at night is never as bright as up in the sky. So I think that's how it works. The only thing with when you're self-taught is sometimes it can be a bit harder to know if what your understanding is correct, because you've got no teacher to kind of go, excuse me, am I correct? Is this right? So, you know, that whole evaluation process you get when you're in a school or in a course or whatever it may be. It's a little bit harder. But we live and we grow, and it works out. Oh, that is so true, Noelle. They do morph into something unexpected. The other thing I really love about arts in general is when you get to that point where your brain kind of switches off. I find like that's when some of the best work happens, because it then, your brain stops telling you what it's supposed to look like, and then you start to color or draw what is there and not what you think is there. And I think that is where the magic in art really happens. I think this section here, I'm going to make it quite dark. I feel it's quite tucked away. my brain, this section here, my brain is kind of going, where does it end? Is here the shape is odd. It's going everywhere else it's square, but here it's gone round, and then here it goes back to being square. So it's very, very odd. That is a very true point. When something doesn't work out the way we had imagined, it's easy to feel like we failed. But yet we haven't failed. I think this part of the flame where it's going up, I'll have to use with a paint pen or something. It's all in the learning process. Keep trying, keep learning. Just expressing ourselves in art. I think that's what I love the most about coloring, is it's an expression or an outlet. And really, there's no wrong way. There's just your way. And it's beautiful. And quite honestly, I think the world needs your art. It needs your creativity, because it's fresh and it's interesting and it's unique. Sometimes the line art doesn't always help. I find sometimes it makes it harder to know how to color something. So sometimes you have to ignore the line art and just make it work with it until you're happy with it. Okay, I think that's the water. So the water isn't too difficult, and I think it's kind of okay. I mean, you've got the idea, there's a bit of light glowing on, and then we've got the lanterns up in the sky. So then I can finish the sky off camera, but then when we come back, I can do like on Monday next week, I can do the bear, the girl in the rock, and then work on some of these lanterns down here. So I will play around with these lanterns, but I will leave maybe three of these lanterns, maybe 2 of these, and the center focal point, and then we can finish the page on Monday next week. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see kind of how it's gonna look, and then we can call it a night. Right, so there you go. So the water's done. I need to finish the night sky with all the northern lights and the lanterns, but I'm going to follow the same process as I did here on the rest of the page. And yeah, I will play around with some of the rest of the stuff, but as far as it goes, that's kind of how at this point in time I would color lanterns and the northern lights. So thank you so much for hanging out. It's been so great to be back with you, and I'm so glad that we're in a new year. We're gonna have a great fun this coloring year and hopefully all grow together. Thank you for everything, and I look forward to seeing you the same time next week on the same page with the same pencils. Have a great week, everyone. Until next time, bye for now.